testifying. Don't be in my shop.
Coronavirus has now killed 3 times more Americans than 9/11. So what's Donald Trump been up to? Blaming the impeachment hearings for distracting him from preparing for the pandemic.
I think it took a lot of, I see them going and saying about speed. Well, I mean, I got impeached.
In January, Trump's own senior advisor issued a memo warning him that coronavirus presented a grave threat to the United States. Days later, the World Health Organization declared it a global health emergency. Where was Trump? He wasn't distracted. He had plenty to do, like campaign rallies and golfing. In February, the virus spread to Europe. While Italy was shutting down and quarantines were being announced all over the world, Trump played more golf and packed thousands of people together. Sounds safe. The day before the first American died, where was Trump? Where do you think he was? At another rally. By March, the world was calling coronavirus a pandemic. Where was Trump? On Twitter, as usual, blaming everyone else. When Trump finally bothered to take it seriously, it was too late for 10,000 Americans and who knows how many more. Trump just didn't care. He still doesn't. He was never distracted.
Stay calm, it will go away.
We have it totally under control.
We're in great shape. One day it's like a miracle, it will disappear.
This is their new hoax.
What we want to do is terminate it.
This is the kind of useless national response that is going to result in the deaths of thousands and thousands.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
President, there's obviously a lot of interest in how you're going to make that decision. What?
It's a very big decision.
What?
I don't know that I've had a bigger decision than that when you think, right?
I would think.
I mean, think of that decision. Somebody said it's totally up to the president. I saw this morning. It's totally up, and it is. I don't know that I've had a bigger decision, but I'm going to surround myself with the greatest minds, not only the greatest minds, but the greatest minds in numerous different businesses, including the business of politics and reason. And we're going to make a decision, and hopefully it's going to be the right decision. I will say this. I want to get it open as soon as we can. We have to get our country open, Jeff.
You say, sir, what metrics you will use to make that decision?
The metrics right here. That's my metrics. That's all I can do. I can listen to 35 people. At the end, I've got to make a decision. And I didn't think of it until yesterday. I said, you know, this is a big decision. But I want to be guided. I'm going to be guided by them. I'm going to be guided by our vice president. I'm going to make a decision based on a lot of different opinions. Some will maybe disagree, and some I'd love to see it where they don't disagree. Will there be risks? There's always going to be a risk that something can flare up. There's always going to look at what's happening where countries are trying to get open and there's a flare up and they'll go. But I'd like the flare up to be very localized so that we can control it from a local standpoint without having to close. there's always a risk. This is genius that we're fighting. You know, we're fighting this hidden enemy, which is genius. Okay, it's genius. The way it's attacked so many countries at so many different angles, and I mean, you take a look at what's going on. And the greatest doctors in the world, I think they're close, by the way, but they haven't figured it out yet. Look what it's done to some people. I mean, some people it's grabbed. And it's a horrible way to go. You want to know the truth? It's a horrible. And then other people it hardly has an impact on. We talked about it. It's sniffles. It's less. They don't even know they had anything. And some people. I looked at New York this morning, and I look at what's happening and the amount of people that are dying and dying, violently dying. It's a very tough adversary, but we're going to win, and we're going to win it. We're going to win it very decisively. I'm going to have to make a decision, and I only hope to God that it's the right decision. But I would say, without question, it's the biggest decision I've ever had to make.
Come dump Donald Trump. Dick Stain, Donald Trump. You got the nerve and audacity to tweet about the ratings of your press conference? You cum dump, you. 799 people died in New York City yesterday. I'm sure all their friends and families have been at home crying in front of the TV watching your fucking press conferences. 30 million Americans, make America great again. 30 million Americans are out of work. I'm sure they're all at home watching your fucking press conferences. You got the fucking nerve and audacity to brag about the ratings of your press conferences, you fucking scumbag? You have the nerve and audacity and the thought to even ask somebody, how are the ratings for my press conferences? You're a cum dump. You're a scumbag. Go fuck yourself, Donald Trump, and your fucking ratings, you cum.
Today we continue to send our love to the great people of New York and New Jersey. We support them fully. We grieve alongside every family who has lost a precious loved one. New Yorkers are tough and strong and brave. New Jerseyites are tough and strong and brave, and they're being hit very hard right now. And for the next week, hopefully not much longer than that, it's going to start to go in the other direction. Our country is being hit hard, but some areas have done so incredibly well. We're so proud of them. They will beat this virus. We're going to beat it with the grit and the heart for which they're known and for which our country is known. And we appreciate everything that everybody is doing. We pray for Prime Minister Boris Johnson. He's become a great friend of ours. He loves this country. He loves his country. But he loves the USA. And he's always been very good to us. Whenever we had difficulty, he was with us, and we appreciate it. So we pray for Prime Minister Boris Johnson. He's going through a lot.
Based upon that, due to the current health emergency, members of the public are reminded to keep a safe distance of 6 feet from others while in public places to reduce the spread of the coronavirus. Please help us keep you safe. Thank you Due to the current health emergency, members of the public are reminded to keep a safe distance of 6 feet from others while in public places to reduce the spread of the coronavirus.
Home if possible. If you must go out, maintain 6 feet of distance between you and everyone else, and wear a mask if you're going to be within 6 feet of others. Wash your hands more often than you ever dreamed possible. Avoid alcohol, tobacco, and drugs. And call your friends and family. Check in on your mother. She wants to hear from you right now. And speaking of mothers, we need you to do this, if not for yourself, then for your abuela. Do it for your granddaddy. Do it for your big mama. Do it for your pop-pop. We need you to understand, especially in communities of color, we need you to step up and help stop the spread so that we can protect those who are most vulnerable.